just a walkthrough of a fairy journal that I've made for a friend. So this is a detachable dangle, and on some of the ribbons I've tied a toadstool and fairy charms, and that just clips on to there. And on the front I made a very simple closure with fairy wings and some ribbon just to tie it closed, and attached a little pot of fairy dust I made, a love key and some angel wings. And on the front we've got this napkin decoupage of a fairy, and the same on the back, a different image, and the red and white polka dots are my favourite too. We go inside. This was made from a gift bag. I made this little flower fairy. This was from a gift bag as well, with a little charm and the flower fairy image on the back. That holds in this little pad I made so that she can draw and write in it, and then I've stamped on every other page a little flower or something naturey, feather, butterfly. Yeah, just a nice space for her to write. And then there we have another napkin decoupage, toadstools made into a pocket with a fairy tag inside. This is another flower fairy, the candy tuft fairy tag, on a card. This was a card. It's got tiny little fairies in there, and that clips on to hold a large tag with a pocket. In the pocket is a smaller tag with a fairy image on it. Both have space to write on the back. And then I just stamped believe and a little fairy onto that writing space there. I made these, they're called snippet rolls, with the word story. To a pocket with another fairy. And this lovely, again, napkin decoupage fairy onto sheet music, which I love using in junk journals, with the word inspire on a lace leaf, again on the back of the journal. And here we have a sort of vintage postcard envelope, a toadstool in the back. And a nice pretty, I don't know if you can see the glitter on the wings. Yeah. It says fairy friends. And again she can write on the back of there. That's a nice hidden pocket there. And this is from my card making supplies. It's a flower fairy image, but so you have the image of the fairy and then you put the gold peel off on top, which gives it nice detail. Another little fairy card. Space to write, and that just says fairy garden, which I coffee stained some paper and then typed it out with my typewriter. And this is my favourite part of the whole journal. So I embossed, throughout this section, I embossed lots of little fairy stamps. So that's a little doily. That's a piece of sheet music with Brother John. And I made this paper clip tag that says, we all have our own life to pursue, our own kind of dream to be weaving, and we all have the power to make wishes come true as long as we keep believing. And that just clips on there, and if you want to put any pictures or writing sheets behind there, just keeps it all secure. I love using old maps in my journals. That's in there too. Fairy house embossed. These were made from an old fairy calendar. So I just tore around the image, inked the edges, because I think torn edges just look really nice. And then use the writing to make cards. They work really well. Another one there. Lovely ballerina fairy. More sheet music. Little doily. These were from card making stuff. Someone gifted it to me with woodland creatures and toadstools, and they're just perfect because my friend loves that. Another napkin. Decoupage. Made out of an old ticket. And then just tore off some vintage flowers and then added the word fairy. Clips on there. This one I love because it's got snowdrops, and they're my friend's favourite flower. Fairy cottage, which is actually a teacup. It's lovely. And here I used paper from an old dictionary and managed to get the page with magic on it. Space to write. Another napkin with some French writing. Nice long fairy tag with vintage lace. Space to write. That believe came out really well. It's gold or shiny. Two more tags. This one's so pretty. With little fairy poems on the backs. And then finally I have two tags with wildlife and mushrooms on them. In front of this tag with the decoupage napkin again, and these are bluebells and sunflowers, my friend's favourite flowers. And on the back, toadstool. And on here, I tore out a book page that has toadstool on it, so it's a page out of a dictionary, and behind it is the polka dot with some nice washi tape stickers of mushrooms, and then mushroom charm attached to this mushroom tag. Back writing space with a toadstool.